All right, good morning and welcome back to the start of day three of, or no, yeah, I don't know, I'm losing track of time. Day three of the Clash in the Capital. This is table number two, and so we are about to start turn 17. Let me come around to the bottom side, and there's a couple of big pieces. My table, so I know this one the best. But so over here, the biggest developments are we have some capitals that are likely going to fall soon. So first is London. So London is stacked, but with no aircraft. But the German Air Force is no joke, 2 task force markers worth. And the German fleet is no joke with 9 transports. Yeah, so and then the 4 heavy armor in England as well. Italy kind of helped can open southern England and allowed that German Air Force to all land there. So it's they should London should well, it's a lot with the number of units in the 3 round limit. It might not fall this turn on 17, but it'll definitely fall by 18. There's actually still peace between the Germans and the Soviets. The Soviets have about 45-ish units that are all kind of here around their army center. The Germans have shifted some of their stuff back, so they do have a decent amount there. And if those planes pivot back, it could spell some trouble for the Soviets. The Soviets have spent the majority of their money down here in the Middle East, and so Middle East into Asia. So they got a nice big stack of blitzers over here, and tanks and mechs, planes, you name it, that are all aiming at Calcutta. But Calcutta is these. Let me see, get my finger in the right spot. These. Well, there it is. 1 and 2 task force right here, planes and units. So it's something around like 40-ish units that are in there, so that's no joke either. Even the Americans are now airlifting infantry in to help, and there's transports that are on their way to come help with that as well. So yeah, it's a really tough spot. We'll see what we can do. And then here in Africa, mostly was secure, but Tripolitania never was taken, and so the Italians just came down, and they only had Abyssinia taken to kill their point, and so the Italians kind of have a play to go and take their point back as well. That becomes interesting. And then we already talked about kind of India over here. I should mention Spain was won on, I think, turn 15. And so actually the Spanish are looking like they could, they've won by the Republicans. Looks like they could knock out Gibraltar if somebody declares war on Spain. Which that would be the only thing right now currently that would be killing Sun Never Sets that the Allies still have. The other thing too is the Germans kind of really want to score. If they're going to be taking England, it makes it really easy to score Festung. They need the Netherlands, and the Japanese never went into DEI, so DEI will flip British, and that becomes even more problematic for Japan, Japan is the one kind of on their last breath here. So the Americans landed in Honshu, and so they've got a decent number of units there. I think the Japanese are going to have to take a counterattack back to try to kill those 8 units there. But it's not guaranteed, and there's a whole lot more American hardware coming, including these B-29s are just wreaking havoc across the Pacific. Their reach with LRA and air bases that are pop-down places is pretty fantastic or terrifying, depending on your perspective. But the Soviets, they did go and score their Pacific point, and they're actually starting to back up a little bit now. Well, at least back off of South Sakhalin. They also went in and killed the KMT. They, in a very timely thing, so their MRP rolls actually got them HSB technology from their MRPs, and so they were able to carpet bomb with a strap bomber and airdrop with an air transport onto Hainan Island. So even though the KMT was knocked off of the mainland, and so the CCP had scored their point. CCP has just 3 territories left now. Well, actually, 3 is better than 0 where they were at. The Americans, because the KMT hadn't surrendered, the Americans or British could come and resurrect the KMT on the mainland, and the CCP would lose that point. And so a little bit of going back and forth, and a very timely HSB hit to allow some carpet bombing on Hainan and win that battle, which was fantastic for me. And then elsewhere, but the big thing is we'll see something with Calcutta happening soon. We'll see something with London this turn. I think Calcutta is a turn 18. The problem is just more stuff just keeps showing up that I can't really stop. So we'll see where we go. From there, over here, let's go to look at the tech and the scoreboard. So the score, we think it's 5-7-7 right now. The Americans have the Big Blue Fleet and Sphere, and then the British have both Sun Never Sets and African colonialism. So they actually have 8 points. We're a little off with that. So it should be 5-8-7, I guess. And then the Comintern scored. They got rid of KMT, so they scored that. They got Pacific Expansion, Civil War, currently holding Winter War, but that massive German fleet could say something about it, and rapid industrialization. The tech point for both the Allies and the Comintern is just 1 success away: rockets for the Soviets and jets for the Americans. And then the Axis, even though they're sitting at 5, they likely, they're going to take London here soon, maybe this turn. They're also likely going to take their African point back for Italy, perhaps, and they're also likely going to take Festung. So they may go up 3 to 8 points, and the Allies down to 7, from 8 to 7. Sorry, that's wrong. It should be 5-8-7. And the Comintern really don't have an 8th point right now. Income is pretty good for the Soviets, up at 72, so they're making the most, but it's only a one-nation faction with CCP hardly doing anything. Some Diplo successes here as well. Germany's actually been killing it for all 4 of their nations on stage 2. And I already kind of showed the tech board. It's not bad for folks. That's table 2. So we'll start turn 17 here. Let's go to table 1. So table 1 is not my table. I'll try to do my best. I believe it is Italy, turn number 13 to play, if I remember correctly. And so the Axis might win here. They have some pretty decent plays. So they saved their Lightning War and used it on turn 10. So they were able to take France without Lightning War. And then on turn 10, they took a bunch of neutrals, but they also have made a pretty hard press into the Soviets. And so there's a lot of scorched earth down there, just little stickers we're using, so they don't shift on the map. So they own Kyiv, so they've taken away rapid industrialization. There is a pretty decently sized Soviet army right behind them, or in Oral Kursk. But because of that Lightning War and all the pressure, the Soviets have not been able to go and get Finland, but the Germans have gone and taken Norway and Sweden, so they're getting paid. Plus, they've got most of Turkey, so really getting paid. And so they're doing really well over here, and they won the Civil War. Down in Africa, the Italians are holding Malta and reinforcing it, fortifying it, trying to keep it. But I don't think that Egypt is going to fall anytime soon. They're doing pretty good. That's where most of the fleets are for the UK, is down here just off of Egypt. A couple of fleet task force markers down here. And so they are likely going to go and put some pressure on the Japanese, they did their surprise strike on the U.S. West Coast, and so they still hold. I think they did it on turn 8, and now it's, again, the start of turn 13, and they still hold San Francisco. I mean, they'll likely get pushed off, There's a big American task force there in the Heartlands, I think it is. Whatever that one is, with the task force marker on it. So they'll likely get pushed off, but it's taking a lot of time. And because San Francisco is not taken, the U.S. doesn't get their plus 12 for holding all their cities. So it's definitely been impacting them. But because of that, China has been an interesting fight. And so you see there is a factory there for KMT because they did evolve. And now the CCP is kind of coming and starting to grab some money there too. Could be a double evolve. We will see. But the Japanese, they're making really good progress over there, but they're just not getting paid as much is the problem. So they'll see, and then with this Commonwealth fleet coming over through the Suez, it could spell some trouble. I mean, I think pretty sure that Calcutta and Sydney are both safe. It just depends on can the Axis score the right things. I mean, they have their buffer zone island point. They'll want to hold that. They have not taken their Asia for Asians yet because they haven't endowed on the Commonwealth yet. Well, sorry, they are at war with the Commonwealth, but they haven't taken a lot of their stuff yet. And so you see Malay looks pretty brutal there with 6 AA guns in Malay. So that'll be a significant effort. Most of their money for Japan has been going into San Francisco. So, all right. So I think that's here for most of the table. I mean, I guess I can show you up here too that the Soviets have a decent number of things up there, but they're more concerned about the Germans over here. So if we look at some of their stuff, so income, as you can see, America way down and Germany pretty far up. So just the income differential is going to be hard to recover. Tech, Germany doing pretty good with their tech as well, and so they're the leaders with the most. Soviets are lagging behind because of that challenge they had. And if we look at where their points are, try my best to come around here. So Kita-Butai and Pacific Buffer Zone are the main points there for the Japanese, then plus the Spanish Civil War. But it's really, when it comes down to, it's going to come down to like Nanking, who ends up scoring that. The Chinese Civil War is there. I mean, the Soviets just getting punched in the face with only 3 points. But the Axis, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right now. So that's the lead. But the Allies not too far behind with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if they can get some of their stuff back, like get their rail going in Africa, go and take Malta or do something before the Italians make it totally untenable. I mean, the rail is not even broken right now, so they definitely have some options. But with the Germans pushing really hard like that, it's going to make things pretty difficult for the Soviets. So too bad for Rich. Let's move through the keyhole into table number 3. So table 3 is starting on turn number 11. 13.
Finally, okay.
I'll come over here and look at this while they're doing it. So turn 13, and you can see the income there. So the Soviets way up on income. They are taking most of Europe. And so there was a question yesterday about their income. So they had 2 trackers on here, one to show their full income and one to show where they were at and closing in on full income. So just to be aware, that's why one of them was showing so high at like 51.
Long ranges for different.
Here's their tech. Germans doing all right with 5 completed tech on turn 13, and the Soviets as well with 5 completed tech. So not bad. I'm not sure who's underneath some of these ones. Like that's.
So you've sunk him.
Oh, Soviets with 6 completed techs actually, doing fantastic. So then I'll come over here to the Pacific. Well, since they're over there. In the Pacific with Japan, so they have a little bit of a CCP problem over here with a pretty decent sized CCP army who was getting a lot of their warlords, or took most of them, but then the KMT kind of came in and took the stuff behind them. So there's a little bit of infighting there, but the CCP is definitely going to pressure Japan a little bit. Japan has not yet taken Malay, or I mean, they haven't taken any of the capitals, but they did go out, and you can see they've got most of the islands, including Hawaii. So there was, but there isn't a big American fleet. There's that. No, those are dead off of Alaska.
No, that's alive.
Oh, that's alive. That's a big American fleet that's alive off Alaska that may be coming pretty soon. So looks like Calcutta's likely safe, especially with the British fleet that's come through here. And it looks like the Commonwealth is coming up the gut towards the Soviets in the south. But that's still a neutral Istanbul.
Yeah.
So getting Lend-Leases, I assume.
You're getting lots of Lend-Leases.
Lots of Lend-Lease,
just so
yeah.
Lots of Lend-Lease.
I see AA guns from America, Italy, and Germany, plus infantry from the British. So
And a lot of militia from
yeah.
everyone.
So looks like everyone's saying screw you, Soviets, there in Istanbul, anyways. Which is, I've seen that happen a lot actually. But I mean, looking across Africa, Italy's got some pretty good presence down here. That's an Italian militia in Egypt, or
No, this is a British militia in Egypt. The third and Libyan armies are impending.
so they're about to take Egypt. Okay, interesting. So
After the Allies on the Italian turn described how they were going to break a treaty, the Italians decided to re-advance how they were going to break it first.
I see. So some problems for the Commonwealth, especially if they lose Egypt. That's a 3-point territory, and a 4-point or 4 IPP territory as well.
I'm going to switch this
Okay.
back out.
But the big news is that there was a huge battle in Donetsk. The Soviets were victorious. You can see kind of the Soviet armies, the Air Force and Army, that are kind of coming up the gut. So they do have their point from Moscow and Romania, doing really well. I mean, they've taken Sweden. They're making bank, doing good. They're not doing anything, kind of not a lot of pressure over in the east. They do have a major factory over there to pressure the Japanese, and they did flip northern Manchuria to CCP, who CCP is going to cause some problems. But their main thrust is over here against Germany, and so London looks pretty safe. I don't see a whole lot of issues there. But Germany is going to need to put their entire bank against the Soviets to hold them off.
And they are.
Yeah, and so which then, kind of allows the Americans to go and put their bank against Japan. So a little bit of a tit for chat, back and forth balance. And like I said, as we were showing here on the, where's your point board? Where's your point board?
That's it.
Oh, their points are up here. No, it's fine. So KMT 0, US 0 points.
All right.
Well,
Italy's.
that's points and then cities.
I'm going right from left, but yeah. But yeah. So Japan scoring a few, UK scoring a few, but are about to lose. Well, they shouldn't be scoring their rail. So, but 3 cities, and they're currently still have their sun number sets. But all right, that's it for this table. I will call it there, and as we get ready to start rolling here on day 3 of Clash in the Capital, and yeah, we'll give you an update when the first table ends. Cheers.